Welcome to the Hellfire Club. Now it's your job to keep the fires burning. Grab your Walkman, toss a few dice in your pocket, and make your way back to Hawkins. I'm Will, and welcome back to the Starter Set Society. Today we're cracking open Welcome to the Hellfire Club, a Stranger Things infused and inspired Dungeons & Dragons box set. We'll crack open the box, dive into the lore, and see everything they stuffed inside. So sit back and relax while we see if Eddie Munson would approve. All right, so what even is the Hellfire Club box set? Think of it as a love letter to the D&D of the 1980s, specifically the world of Stranger Things and Eddie Munson's legendary campaigns.
The hooded cultists chant, "Hail, Lord Vecna."
Wizards basically said, hey, remember that game the kids were obsessed with in Hawkins? Let's just make that real. And they did.
We can pickle that!
The vibe here isn't just medieval fantasy. It's 1986. Black t-shirts, cassette tapes, heavy metal scribbles on your Trapper Keeper. The art style nails that garage DM energy. Rough, grungy, bold, full of Vecna and fire. Inside this box, you're getting 4 short adventures designed for levels 1 through 3. Each one set in this weird little mashup town called Grey Hawkins. Yeah, Greyhawk meets Hawkins. Clever, right?
You see what I did there?
You also get 5 pre-gens, a few handouts that look like they were photocopied in the school library, and a DM screen that just screams 1980s energy. Everything's done in that bright, slightly chaotic, retro layout. It acts like Eddie doodled in the margins before running the session. This is one of those boxes that bridges worlds. Half collectible, half legit playset. And the fun part, it seems like it could be the very campaign the guys were playing in before Hawkins went upside down.
Do you flee Vecna and his cultists? Or do you stand your ground and fight?
It's a box that turns pop culture into playtime. If you've watched Stranger Things, then you know the Hellfire Club is basically the D&D elite of Hawkins High.
Never tell me the odds.
Eddie Munson is their fearless, slightly chaotic dungeon master, and he runs his friends through a homebrew called the Cult of Vecna. The irony. The same name ends up haunting the entire 4th season when things get dark in Hawkins.
Vecna's curse.
What makes this box set special is that it's not just a D&D tie-in. It's a playable slice of Hawkins history. You're literally stepping into a version of Eddie's world. The villains, the tone, the weird 80s energy, it's all here. You're playing their game, not just a game. Maybe it's just what you need to bring the party together and defeat some evil.
To the death.
To the death.
To the death.
So this box captures that exact mix. Fantasy, fear, friendship, and fire. It's small town Indiana meets fantasy on your tabletop. The drama, the dice, the danger, minus the demigorgons, unless you add those yourself. Now, one of the coolest surprises in this box set is how they handled the character sheets. Each pre-gen hero doesn't just get a single sheet. They actually have separate character sheets for level 1, 2, and 3. Which honestly, that's awesome. Me personally, I don't mind pre-gens at all. When I really want to roleplay and get into character, I actually prefer not having to worry about all the technical stuff. Having everything laid out clearly in front of me, the stats, the abilities, and what I can do at each level, it lets me focus on the story. The voice, the vibe, it's presented clean, easy to follow, and it just feels epic.
Are you kidding? It's epic, bro.
Epic.
It's one of those small details that really shows Wizards wanted this to be playable for everyone, not just veteran DMs or number crunchers. And once again, D&D has done us a big. Much like last episode's Heroes of the Borderlands, this box set delivers. We see the same great additions as the starter set, this time with that vintage art feel, but the same crystal clear descriptions. I'm talking armor, weapons, gear cards, spells, baddies, monsters, plus the new style player aid turn cards. I think those rock. And that great combat tracker pad. Well, let's talk about the dice for a second. Yeah, they're the same dice as Heroes of the Borderlands. Come on, guys. You couldn't have changed them up for this set? Given us something Stranger Things themed? Or if you were going for that classic dice look, then maybe you could have saved this for this set and then made the Borderlands dice pop a bit more. Don't get cheap on us, Wizards. We notice these things.
Yeah, cheap.
The DM screen, though, pretty cool. The art is fun and definitely has that vintage feel. The giant Eddie Munson Puppet Master artwork is kind of cheesy, but hey, this is a Stranger Things box set, so I'm gonna let that one slide. The monster art, though, legit badass. Even with the retro look, these creatures in the box are menacing and memorable. The handouts, they're a bit simple, sure, but they're still cool. Anything you can actually touch, hold, and pass around the table adds to the immersion. And those little notes from Eddie scattered throughout the set, I love that touch. It adds so much flavor. It's like getting the box straight from Dustin, who got it from Eddie, complete with his doodles and sarcasm.
Give me the D20.
There's even a black and white school photo included, which helps sell that in-universe feel. Though yeah, the paper quality on it feels a little cheap. Just print them on cheap photo paper, at least.
Boo this man!
The overall vibe is less gritty fantasy and more metal album cover comes to life. Perfect for anyone looking for a cool, unique, and fun vibe. I'd like to say it's almost got an all-ages Morkborg vibe to it. If you've ever dipped your toes in that pond, loud colors, brutal energy, and zero apologies. The ease of play is spot on. The adventures walk you through everything. Clear GM cues, clean encounters, no homework required. It's approachable without being dumbed down, like Eddie teaching a freshman how to shred on the guitar. You're learning, but it feels cool. I also love that it's modular. There's 4 of those mini adventures that can connect or stand alone. You can run a full mini campaign or just grab one of these bad boys for a quick one-shot night. Grab some pizza, throw on some synthwave after the newest EP of Stranger Things drops. If you're a Stranger Things fan, you're gonna catch a ton of clever callbacks.
Call that an Easter egg.
If you're not, it still plays great. As a legit D&D box, that balance is rare. And for anyone running it online, they've actually thought ahead. The maps, tokens, and handouts that I showed you all convert cleanly to Roll20 or D&D Beyond. No clunky conversions. It's basically plug and play for your virtual table. So yeah, stylish, easy, flexible, fan-pleasing, and digital ready. It's clear Wizards really wanted this one to feel modern while still hitting that 1980s nostalgia sweet spot.
You don't like member berries?
All right, so this wouldn't be the Starter Set Society if we didn't call out a few of the rough edges. Don't get me wrong, this box absolutely rocks. But there are a few spots where the volume drops a bit.
Fess up, guys. Who dropped the ball?
First off, the campaign's pretty short. You're looking at 4 mini adventures that probably run, 6 to 8 sessions tops? It's great for newcomers or a themed one-shot arc, but if your group's looking for a long-term story, this one fades out fast. Think of it like a killer EP instead of a full album.
Where's the rest?
Second, it's a little more work for the Dungeon Master than the last D&D starter set. The guidance is there, but not as hand-holding as Heroes of the Borderlands. You'll need to do a bit of reading and pacing on your own to make it sing, especially if your players aren't already hooked on the Stranger Things vibe. I mean, it's technically not marked specifically for beginners. Then there's the price. For what you get, it's good, but not amazing. I mean, I love the extras, the cards, the notes, the art, but this is definitely one of those boxes where you're paying partly for the branding. If you're just here for the gameplay value, the math doesn't hit as hard as nostalgia. Take off like $10 and we're good. Cha-ching! And yeah, let's be real. This set is pretty niche. If your table doesn't care about Hawkins or Eddie or the Upside Down, some of the flavor might fall flat. It's a little like showing up to a movie night and realizing half your group has never seen Stranger Things.
What is all this?
You'll have fun, but some of the jokes are gonna miss.
What do you mean you've seen this? It's brand new.
Yeah, well, I saw it on a rerun.
Finally, the print quality could have, nay, should have been better. The paper stock on a few of the handouts and the photos feels a bit cheap compared to what Wizards has done recently. Not a deal breaker by any stretch, just noticeable if you've collected any of the other sets. So yeah, small gripes, but worth mentioning. The short runtime, the light DM prep gap, the price, the niche focus, and a little print quality corner cutting keep it from being perfect. Still, it's one hell of a ride while it lasts. It's like playing with a metalhead. Super fun for a few sessions, but expect the amps to blow eventually.
This is acceptable.
Alright, now let's talk about how I'd actually run this thing. Because this box has a ton of personality, and the way you present it makes all the difference. Kick things off with the Vanishing Gnome. It's a solid opener. Light mystery, a few early hooks, and just enough weird to get your players curious. It's the right mix of funny and spooky, and it sets the Hawkins meets fantasy tone perfectly. Lean into those handouts. Use them as real-world clues your players could find around their Hawkins. Crumple one up a bit if you're brave, age the paper a little bit, drop a missing person flyer in the middle of the map. Anything tactile helps bridge the gap between the real world and the game world, and it makes your table feel like it's part of the story. Music goes a long way here. Put on some soft 80s metal or a little synthwave, my personal favorite, in the background. Nothing too loud, just enough to feel that nostalgic hum. It shouldn't distract, it should immerse. Think of it as your score to the Hawkins campaign. You're definitely going to want to sprinkle in those Vecna references, but don't go full on lecture mode. I know a lot of us DMs really like to drop a knowledge bomb because we've been working so hard and we're excited about the first sign of silence and the story getting started. But let's just let it ride. Treat the lore like an Easter egg. A little tease here, a whispered name there, and let your players connect the dots. The slow reveal is what makes the story stick. When in doubt, think about how Stranger Things episodes flow. Tension, discovery, one big roll, and then a cliffhanger. Keep your sessions tight and cinematic. End every game night on a beat that makes your players say, "We're playing again next week, right? Gimme, 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 gimme!" And how about this? Why not encourage your players to name their party like a band? Sounds fun, right? Something ridiculous like the Critical Hits or the Upside Downers. It keeps the tone fun and gives the campaign a little more 80s flair. When the dice start rolling and the Walkman music kicks in, it just feels right. Like a Saturday night in Hawkins with way less possession and more kick-ass adventure. So here's the verdict. Welcome to the Hellfire Club is a blast for fans of Stranger Things, or anyone who loves that 80s D&D vibe. It's easy to run, visually killer, and dripping with nostalgia and fan service. But if you're looking for a long-term campaign, you don't even care about this show, then it might feel like a short season of fun, rather than a full series order. I really think this is a fun piece for fans and collectors, and it's a great way to get new players into the hobby via a hit TV show. More players means a longer shelf life for our gaming community and hobby, so I say keep it coming. I rate this 8.5 out of 10 fireballs. Eddie approves. All right, I officially declare this meeting of the Hellfire Club closed. Dice cooled and Hawkins is safe, at least for now. But next week, we're going somewhere a lot darker. That's right, we're jumping from the 80s basement to deep space for the Alien RPG starter set. We'll test our nerves, check those stress dice, and see if we can make it through without anyone saying,
Game over, man. It's game over.
So buckle up, bring your motion tracker, and maybe a spare pair of pants, because things are about to get real sticky. Once again, I'm Will. This is the Starter Set Society. Stay fearless, keep rolling, and I'll see you in space.